Hi guys, we're back at Smash Fishing. Got Sam with us today.
Hell yeah.
We're going out for a little after Christmas forage, so hopefully we can find some stuff. We haven't got the lowest tides, but we're hoping for a few cockles and we might try something different today, so stay tuned. It's Smash Fishing. Woo! Looks like someone's boat's been broken up over the storms. Looks like a haunted boat out of a movie, this thing. There's the other bit of the dinghy that got broken up. I think a lot of boats would have went down. We're not really sure what we're going to find today. We're just coming out for a little mooch about. There's a lot of shells and stuff on the beach. We've had a lot of storms, so we're hoping like some bigger clams and some cockles would have been washed up, but the chance of a lobster today are very small, but you never know, baby. What we're doing at the moment, we've got these big rock pools that get cut off by the tide, and we're hoping there might be some flatfish in here. There's a lot of smaller fish, but now and again you'll get the flatty get trapped in here, even a plaice or a sole. So you just got to creep your way around and hopefully find one. There's loads of fish in here, eh? Something we're going to be looking out for. These are cockles. Great eating, these. If you can get the nice big ones. Wouldn't mind a nice feed of them. Hell yeah. Hello, girl. Hello. How are you, eh? How are you? Want a bit of cockle, eh? You coming foraging with us, yeah? Come on in. How are you, eh? Hey, yo. You just want to cuddle. Hey, you just want to cuddle. Nah, you're fine. Bless. The size of the limpets on here, Sam. Whoa. Those are absolute monsters. The size of them. But we don't eat these. We found out from a few videos.
They're very nice.
Disgusting. That looks like another cockle there. That's a perfect representation of what they look like when we find them on the beach. They're usually facing up this way, and that's when you know they're alive. Basically just buried in like that. It's a nice size one, that. Hoping to find some more. Oh, beauty, Sam. He's got his siphon hanging out.
Oh, let's go back in.
That's what they use to filter through the water, collecting the plankton and nutrients that they need.
Lovely.
Lovely size one, that's a good eater. All we're doing is literally just walking along the coast, along the side of the rocks here, because we find that when the surf is washing everything up, it usually ends up along this channel, along the back. Size of that for a cockle. That's a proper eater, that one.
That's a meal in itself.
Just found this rock and there's a big hollow patch. You can see where the sand's been dug out, and that's usually how you find the lobsters. In January we've got the first of the abalone season, so that'll be coming soon. We're looking forward to munching on a few, eh mate?
Definitely, mate, can't wait.
Definitely. But till then, we've got to find these clams. Take some force to move something like that. Chain and all that, it's all been washed up. Pregnant shore crab there. You see underneath the apron here, they store all of their eggs. You see how many one crab can actually produce. Oh look, there's loads of them.
Yeah, they're all coming out the side there.
Crabville. So we're not going to bother these ones too much. Just wanted to make sure there weren't no sneaky lobster underneath. Get their home back. Let's go get some more. Oh, it's an old oyster shell there. Find a lot of them on this beach. Probably from the oyster beds about 30 feet away. Dead ones get washed out, but we want to keep her. Sam's got an oyster. Lots of small stuff around here. How big is it? Oh, nice.
One in size,
It's a lovely keeper as well.
Perfect.
Beautiful. Couple more. Oh, I was just about to get that. Look, as you can see, guys, there's a ton of old shells here. Is that an old one?
That's an... Oh no.
That's an old one. There's a lot of old ones here, but you get the occasional big ones. And we reckon these are washed out from the oyster farm a long time ago, because these are a lot bigger than the ones they've got there. And yeah, they've just grown. And as you can see, look at that one. Really small oyster. Like we don't keep anything this size. We'd rather let it grow for another day. But it just shows you what sort of diversity is actually here. Got a couple here. See how they're all buried in the sand slightly. Is that one? Nope, that's dead. That one's alive, but it's a bit small for what we want. So we'll keep that in there. And all we've been doing is just moving the weed around and just following all the shells basically. We wouldn't mind a couple more, Sam.
Yeah, definitely.
I walked straight over that before. Look at the size of that one. That's what we come for. It's alive, eh?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, solid. Look at that for a beauty.
A beast.
Well done, mate. I was literally just walking around there and literally walked straight over it. But as you can see, when they've been sitting in the sand for so long, they're very camouflaged. So they're hard to spot sometimes. Lovely, that's 3 oysters we got now. One more, Sam, then we got to feed. Right back in Rocklings there.
Yeah.
Look at those shrimp. Woo. We've got some lovely sized shrimps in here. Check these ones out. Not monsters, but they're good eating. I'll try and grab a few of these, mate.
Nice one.
Those are lovely sized shrimps. Look in there, look how many's there.
Could do with the net.
Should have brought it really. Scratched all my hand up doing that. Come here. Oh, there's a small brown edible crab. There's so much life under this. There's tons here, look. We're going to collect a few of these and then we're going to munch them. There's all sorts of sponges and all sorts on here, eh? There's a small baby velvet swimming crab there. Oh, there's a rockling. There he is. There you go, guys. This right here, when they get bigger, these are great eating. But when they're this sort of size, it's just not worth it for the meat. This is called a rockling. You can get free bearded. You can get all sorts of different species. They're very similar to a catfish with the whiskers. Awesome little creatures. A nice prawn there.
Lovely.
Check the colours out on this thing. The gold on that fish is crazy. You can see it a lot better up on the phone. Awesome creatures. The colours are ridiculous, eh, mate?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Back there, little buddy. That's all the shrimps we've got so far. Good amount there. Good eating there, mate, with the cockles. And the good old oysters. It's always a great identifier if there's shellfish on the beach. If you start finding shells like razor clam, where is that? I've seen another shell here before. And you got big cockle shells, just like this. And then you got the big hard shell or Venus clams. If you start finding all these different species with the shells, then somewhere on the beach there's going to be a population. And that's where you're going to eat them. What's that? That's a spider crab claw. It's the tip off the claw. Make a spear out of that. Sam found a big native oyster shell there. Nothing in it though, that
So
would have been a whopper,
thick,
eh? Yeah, they get
Must be
really
years
dense.
old.
When I found some in the harbours, and they were about an inch thick.
Yeah.
Mad, eh?
Must be very old.
We've got a slight change of plan. We know where there's a dead mound that we found lobsters under it before in previous videos. We can't get to the lobster holes on this beach because the tide isn't low enough. So we're going to pop up, get a few more cockles, then we're going to head to the lobster hole and see what we can find. And if not, we're going to be cooking, baby. Woo! This is a perfect example of a dodgy cockle. As you can see, the meat's still inside it, but it's staying open. Any sort of shellfish like that, if it's sitting on the beach like this and it won't close or anything, just discard it. That's probably died because of the heat or the sun, or something's killed that, and you don't want to eat whatever bacteria goes into shellfish. With shellfish, bacteria quickly breeds when they're dead, so it's always best to keep it fresh as you can and make sure you're not in any harm's way with anything. So we're just going around here, we're seeing a boat that's been broken up. Oh, there's a cockle. And there's a perfect representation of a really good one. There's cockles all over the place here, man. Is that the rest of that boat?
Yeah. Some here, some there, some over there.
Yeah, he definitely belongs to Davy Jones' locker now. Should we carry it up?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we're going to take this up the beach, guys. We don't want this laying around. So we'll see you back up the van and we're going to quickly make a break. Hey, oh boy. Hello. And we're going to quickly make a break for the other beach and hopefully find a lobster. That's what you call respecting the beach. Thing is, fiberglass and that is never good for the environment. Sam's new coat is getting there nice and dirty.
Yeah.
I bet you're nice and pleased about that, sir.
Yeah.
Something we find quite a lot. Mermaid's purse. It's either a ray egg or a bullhuss. Dogfish lay eggs like this as well, but a lot smaller and a lot more pale usually. But that's probably a ray or a huss, one of them. Cool to see though. We've arrived at our new location now. We've got a quick sprint down the beach. There's a dead man at the bottom, and that's where we found some lobsters in the past, eh mate?
Yeah.
We've still got all the oysters and the cockles with us, so hopefully down here we can find something good. Ew, doggy! Proud as punch with his tennis ball. We'll be proud as punch with a lobster.
Hell yeah.
Little gaper clam shell there. This is the dead man, guys. It doesn't look like it's been dug out at all, so there's a lot of weed under it as well, so chances of a lobster are pretty remote. There's an ormer. Oh, what's that? Nice size shore crab there. No lobsters. Usually the side of the rock will be completely dug out, and that's how we know the lobsters are in there. But hey ho, this is a green ormer or abalone, and this is what's coming up soon. We'll be able to eat these, but at the moment they're still protected. Nice sized lady crab there.
One claw.
One claw. Is it's that one, eh? Yep, she's in.
It's in as well.
Nice one, that. Anything else in there? Is it crab of some sort? Pie crust or xantho crab. What else is in here? It's an even bigger one there. There's a few different species of xantho crab. Here's a nice one, that. That's a lovely sized lady, that. The real name for these is velvet swimming crab. Now, as you can see, the back of this one, it's a solid crab, male. That's going to go great. One each now, Sam.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful. Let's go find some more.
Can you measure that one?
Oh, this one's definitely in. This one's in by a long shot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What we're doing at the moment, we're just walking along the shore edge. On this beach in particular, we get a lot of these. The Venus clam or hard shell clam. That's a beauty size, that one, Sal.
Looks nice as well, eh?
Cracker, mate. That's all we do. We're not raking anything. We're just walking along. Is it one? Yeah, look at that. You can see a siphon sticking out there.
It's just sticking up on the vertical, just
Yeah.
at the top of the sand.
Most clam species will be up straight like so, in the sand. It's always a good tip to look out for. And when they're sort of buried like this, on the flat, there's not usually a clam that's alive there. Doing well on this forage, mate. Oh, look how pretty that is.
That's well nice.
It's a lovely shell. Keep that one for Lily.
Yeah.
This is a perfect example of a beauty right here, guys. You see it there, up straight in the sand. Look at that, look.
Whoa, that's nice.
That is a whopper of a nice Venus, that. Putting up a few. As we said before, we've had really bad storms recently. So all the clams and stuff are going to be sitting very close to the surface. Just like that one, see? They're just laying there, ready for the picking. And we prefer these Venus clams than these cockles any day, eh, mate?
Yeah. Scallop shell,
Yeah.
warmer shell.
Nice. That is the cream of the crop right there. And as you can see, look, this is what dog whelks do.
Oh wow.
Dog whelks, they crawl on top of anything really, any sort of shellfish, and they bore a hole in. Or whelks do it as well, like the big whelks. It's quite interesting that it hasn't gone all the way through. So this is a lucky clam until I found it. Oh, he found the mother load.
Look at that.
That's a cracker,
That's
mate.
a beauty.
These are the ones that we're always after. These are big hard shell clams, these.
A lot of meat inside.
And they are, yeah, they are so heavy, eh? Be nice to find a few more. We don't usually find a lot of them, but it's always a lovely sight when we do. Just gonna pop out a gaper clam just to show you. We just stamp around with our feet, and what you see is a big squirt of water come up. And you can just dig down with your hand and slowly prise it out. That's called a gaper clam, or a horse neck clam, or soft shell clam. There's lots of different names for it. We call them gaper clams. I've broken this one, so we use it as gilt head bait. There's a great, you can eat these. There's a lot of prep work involved though, so I don't personally do that, but each to your own. We finished our forage now. We got a couple of gaper clams and all the other bits and bobs. So we're gonna go home, get some ingredients, come back out and find somewhere to cook. So we'll see you back on the beach. Woo! We found our cooking destination. We've got our shrimpies here. Loads of nice shrimps there. We've got a few cooking ingredients today. Got some garlic, black pepper, some butter, and some Chardonnay white wine to go with all this delicious goodies. So we're gonna set it all up now. We haven't got a lot of gas, so we're hoping we got enough to cook these. We'll soon find out. Nothing complicated with the cooking today. We've got some water, which we're gonna put about 1/4 of an inch in the bottom of the pan. Everything will be cooked in this today. The good old butter. Bit of Bear Grylls cooking, eh, Sal?
Yeah.
That's what Christmas is all about.
Hope you washed your hands.
Nope. And we got a bit of garlic. Goes in there. We like a lot of garlic. Then we got black pepper. And that always makes it taste a lot better, eh? Just that little bit of pepper. One thing we did forget is salt.
Yeah.
Oh well. But there'll be plenty of salt water inside the oysters and stuff. So what I'm going to do is let that get to the boil a little bit before I add the wine. And then we're on to cooking the good stuff. Woo! Smells good, this, mate.
Smells lovely.
We've got it all to the boil now. We're going to add the white wine. Let's get a good old slug of that in there. And what we're going to do is let that reduce a little bit. And it cooks the alcohol out, so we're left with the flavour. And then we're ready for a good old catch. smelling good now, eh mate?
Smells delicious.
So what we're going to do is we're going to get our crabs in first and the oysters, because these take a lot longer. Oh, I forgot to kill them. They're going to be dead pretty quick. We got our oysters. Usually we'd stab these in the head to kill them first, but we've only got an hour of sunlight left, so we've got to be quick today. So we'll keep those in there like that, give it 5 minutes, and then we'll start adding all of our cockles, our clams. That's a good old variety as well, eh mate?
Lovely.
Can't wait to try this. Christmas forage, baby. The crabs and the oysters have had a good 5 minutes now, and as you can see, the crabs turn bright red. And then we've got some of our favourite, the big clams. We'll get those in. We're trying to be as fast as we can because we ain't got much gas and we've only got about 45 minutes of light left. So we've got to be a bit careful. So that's all the clams in now. We're going to shut the lid off and we're going to be eating good in a minute. Everything's cooking through nicely now. As you can see, the clams are starting to open. Oh, everything's looking good. What we've got is our big old bunch of shrimps and prawns. Lovely little creatures these, and they are absolutely delicious. Damn, that looks good.
That looks incredible. Smells incredible.
It does, eh? I like the variety we got in this one. You know, we didn't need the lobster.
No, not at all.
It's happy days.
Oh.
We had that one manhole, the dead man, where we found a lot of lobsters under there in the past. I have to go for an oyster first. Yeah, we found lobsters there in the past, so we were kind of hoping, but there was always that very slim chance of getting one, eh? Same with the oysters though, didn't expect to get them. Oh.
Oh. It's been a while.
Has it? What a sesh to start it off though, eh?
Yeah, definitely mate. It's been a good trip.
You can have the big one.
Oh, thanks.
Since you found it. Is that the one with the hole in it? Yeah, see look, the hole didn't come right through.
Oh yeah. It's interesting, huh?
Yeah. It's these I was more keen to eat. Fresh prawn or shrimp off the beach, you can't go wrong with it. And all you do is start from the legs and peel it outwards. And that exposes the meat. Oh. Those are delicious.
Yeah?
Mmm. Peel so easy when they're fresh like that, eh?
Yeah. Shrimps are well nice.
These are to die for, man. Oh yeah, nice old cockle there. I shouldn't have poured the water out, because now the sand's laying on them. Yeah. Big shrimps.
Big shrimps.
Yeah, big shrimp. Big Christmas shrimp. Yum. Oh, those are good. Those have got to be one of my favourite things today. The shrimps.
Shrimps are tasty, eh? Real tasty.
Just gonna get rock. It's the thing with velvet swimming crab. The meat is so sweet. You don't get a huge amount of meat inside them, but what you do get is absolutely delicious. Especially when you cook it in the garlic butter and stuff. It's very close to spider crab, eh?
Very sweet like that.
Yeah. You can just get a leg, even with the body meat. You've got little cavities where the legs are. And if you get one of the spiky legs, you can just pull the meat out and eat it that way. Always forget how good lady crabs really are.
Yeah, it's so tasty.
Yeah. Still some meat in that one. Miserable old day, but we're glad that wind dropped.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have been able to make this video if the wind didn't drop. We've got rain at the moment, because we've got the GoPro, it's all good. Oh, that's nice. Want a big claw?
Yeah, too good.
Same with all crabs. If you peel the back shell off, you can eat the insides. I don't really like the brown meat personally, but some people really like it. And if you push the mouth in and pull, you'll find the inner shell. And that inner shell is just all meat. And that is delicious. You want to try some? I don't think you've tried that, have you? That is typical.
That's a completely different taste.
Yeah, it's more like shanker, eh?
That tastes really nice though.
Yeah, that's the inner shell.
It's surprising how the meat from the same species can taste so different in
Yeah.
different parts of the
Yeah,
body.
that's what that is the brown meat that's
Right.
attached to the inside of the head. Same as you see it on the back there, you know, that's all meat, and then you get closer in.
Yeah.
I know a lot of subscribers have asked me about this, and what I like to do is you can see all the white meat, and then you just pick through it with the crab leg, and you can just start raking all the meat out. And when you get a good socket, you can pull out a nice old chunk. Just like so. And that's how you pick the bodies. A bit time consuming, but if you try lady crabs for yourself, you'll see why we do collect them now and again, unless we get a lobster. Lobster's always number one, eh?
Comes first, definitely.
Mmm. That's delicious, man. With the legs, if you squeeze from the bottom, you'll see all the meat comes straight out. It just comes out like a little tube and straight into your stomach. So I won't leave you any longer, guys. We're nearly finished now. We don't want this video to go on too long. We got congers to catch now, everybody.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for coming out, Sam.
Not a problem.
I hope everyone had a great Christmas. We certainly did. So we'll see you in the next episode, guys. If you want to check out Sam's Instagram, it's at the Guernsey Angler. If you like my channel, like and subscribe. There's going to be plenty more to come. It's smash fishing. Woo!